Hey everybody, I'm in one of my favorite spots, so thought I'd bring a satsang out here and just film a little bit of the beautiful day. Happy New Year also. Isn't this just so cool? We got a nasty flu, so it's like I haven't been outside in a while, but I know it's good for you, so I made it happen. We're just going to do a little meditation and see what comes up. I like to look at animal prints in the sand. See if there's any good ones. So this, make sure you can see that, is a dog, not a mountain lion. And you know that because the little hump thing here is like the top of a little mountain or peak. Do you see that? But for a mountain lion, it would be more like, instead of like this, it would be like that. I haven't seen any mountain lion prints out here, but Paul has. So a lot of people get into non-duality and they hear this word love and they're like, where the hell is this love? Like, I don't feel it. And that's because you're looking outside of yourself. You're looking at an image. You're looking at a word. You're looking for something that the mind has constructed as a better place than this. But there is no better place than this. This is it. And I don't mean this nice sunshine and the beautiful outdoors and the peace that's out here. I mean like that I am. That thing that knows the sunshine, that knows the mountains, that knows the trees, that knows the wind and the breath, or the rape and the poverty and the murder and the disease and the abuse. Talking about the thing that knows that. That is the love. That knowing is the love. But it doesn't actually really know anything at the same time because it's too instant for knowing. It's just like this infinite, endless, instant moment. This. The mind's so good at coming up with images. Oh my God, like the whole world functions on images. We've become so attached to our images of perfection, our images of what we think is reality, or images of life. Life is not an image. You are not an image. An image is appearing in you. You are the experiencer of an image. You're also the creator of it. We hear this language, this non-duality language, and we think, where the mind thinks like, how could I have created all this? Of course I didn't create that, little old me. You did create this. You are it. You are everything. How would this be here if you weren't here? When you close your eyes and you open them, everything simultaneously appears in you. You don't need to think about death and the next moment in the future. All that's an image. None of that is relevant. And so many people get so obsessed with the idea of death and dying. The idea that they have one life to live and they better make it a good one. Otherwise they've failed. They made an error somewhere down the line. So they spend their whole life chasing ideas and images of perfection because they think they have this one life to live. And if they get it right, or if they do it wrong, then somehow they'll be judged or condemned, or they'll have lost, or they'll have won and succeeded. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You can't get this wrong. Who the hell would get this wrong? How do you get this wrong? You're here. You're alive. Who can get that wrong? Who cares what it looks like? Some people are disabled. Some people have disease. Some people have more money. Some people have less money. All that's in comparison. You don't know any of that. Your mind just thinks all that in order to try and maintain another image, another story. Because the images and the stories, they give us a sense of control. They give us a sense of knowing the unknown. You cannot know this. You can never know what you are. You can never know the unknown. You can never know something that's infinite, that has no beginning and no end. All you can do is just be what you are, which is this instant experience. I mean, like your breath, or if you have a headache, or if you're eating and tasting food, or having sex, or writing something, or reading something, or walking. I mean, that's appearing in you. Nobody did those things. You weren't there. You didn't decide to go for a walk or make yourself a cup of coffee or call your friend. How could you ever have decided that? Who would have decided that? None of that ever happened. Those are images. There's an image of a thought to call a friend. Then there's the image of a telephone, the image of a conversation, the image of a plan. None of that happened. There was only ever this. It's only ever been this. You can't chase anything in here. You can't have anything here. If you come here, which you always will, because you always are it, you always are here, then nothing can be had here. Very few people want nothing. Most people want something. My little bluebird friend. And it's okay to want things. I want things. I love nice things. The issue arises when we seek fulfillment and happiness in things and images. That's the problem. Or rather, that's the suffering. But you never suffered. You never experienced pain. You were never distraught. You were never abused, abandoned. You were never hurt. That was not who you were. That is not who you are. What you are cannot be touched by the apparent movement in time. You are absolute stillness. A complete, unmovable, unshakable grace in every moment. That's why I love that word, surrender, because it is so appropriate for the nature of, I guess, the energy of the self, no self. It is so appropriate. It's just that beautiful, effortless return. I have a really great friend. She said something so beautiful to me a while back. She said that death of the body, it will go completely unnoticed by you. It'll be literally like getting up from the couch and walking into another room. It'll just be another effortless, easy movement. Just like the movement of a leaf falling off of a tree. It's so effortless, so still and beautiful. Everything in life is that effortless movement, that easy shift, that that constant, continual surrender. Body just knows how to move. It moves so effortlessly. Look at that. That is so beautiful. There's actually Indian ruins up there. Paul went hiking up there and he found them. I don't think a lot of people know. We talked to an archaeologist at one of the archaeological sites out here, and he said that they were just recently discovered. And he also said he was amazed at where these, I think they're the Sanagua, out where they built their homes. I think another thing I want to mention is that real beautiful part of this dance is the impersonal reality that's recognized. And it's kind of the liberation part, really, that's referred to. And it's seen that these, I guess, issues, all issues that everybody had to go through, survival, even these Indians out there that used to live in those caves, all humans dealt with the same things: jealousy, anger, fear, all that human stuff. I think that the personal self is so good at making this huge, big personal drama out of, he left me, he cheated on me, my bank account balance is so low, how do I make money, how do I get them to love me, how do I get their approval, where do I go, what do I do, all that human stuff. Now that never happened to you. That was never happening to you. That was happening. That was just happening. Independently of a you. It's always, since the beginning of time, been happening independently of a you. It's not unique to you. When you start to become conscious, or when it's seen through that none of that was ever yours, incredible transformations on the surface level can happen when life stops being taken so personally. A lot of energy gets freed up. And bit by bit, because there does appear to be a little bit of a cycle, well, not a little bit, it's an incredible process, the loss of the personal self. And there does tend to be that phase of losing control, losing interest in day-to-day things. And the reason that occurs is because there starts to be a loss of that personal identity, a crumbling of the personal will or the ego, and that ego's fighting with itself because it's dying off. It gets weaker and weaker. It has less of an interest in fighting and survival and claiming and control and fear even also. And then this beautiful realization of how impersonal all that is starts to shift energetically into that liberation process, and the body becomes just much more relaxed. And this isn't about relaxing the body or becoming less controlling, less angry, less argumentative. Oh no. If that's what you think liberation is, it might be a long process, but what I'm saying is that the body does appear to respond to a shift in attention. And a shift in attention is almost inevitable when consciousness begins to become aware of itself or its true nature. And it's always aware of its true nature. It's always been here. It's never moved. It's always been absolutely, fully, and completely conscious of itself. And in that sense, there really is no apparent process. But the functions of the mind, or rather maybe the neural pathways of the brain, become significantly adjusted. And that's a physiological process that appears to have a shift. But as soon as you go into thoughts, or these words, or any words, you've missed it. And it's gone. But yet it's always been here, and it's always here. And it's been creating the words and thoughts. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I just wanted to say hello and sending you so much love for the new year. Mwah.